Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be short and sweet. It's going to be on the 5 mistakes that I made during this or my home buying process. I'm still in the middle of things. I'm not out of the woods yet, but I just kind of want to share some of the mistakes I made. If this is your first time buying a home, it is for me, you're probably still going to make these mistakes, but if I can help you to avoid one or two of these mistakes, that'll be awesome. Okay, so let's jump into it. I have my notes here. I don't want to forget anything. The first thing that I would suggest everyone do, I would not so much, get pre-approved. We already know to do that. I didn't make that mistake. But once you have your pre-approval, I would suggest asking the lender to give you an example of what it would look like, what your monthly payment would look like at your price point. Because I learned very quickly that a home that is $250,000, well, let's say two homes that are $250,000 can vary vastly when it comes to the monthly payment, because of course, different communities have different taxes, the HOA may be different, things of that nature. So you wanna make sure you have an idea of the taxes of the area, or just how much your monthly payment will be, because just because you think you're approved for $250,000 does not mean that you can afford all homes that are priced at $250,000. And I kind of got my little heart broken over and over and over again, because by time I had the bank run the numbers a couple of times on some places, like I had already fallen in love, only to be disappointed that the monthly payment was like $2,000. I'm like, I don't want to pay $2,000 a month. But it's due to taxes, it's due to HOA, it's due to insurance. You know, sometimes the insurance is included in the HOA, the Homeowners Association, sometimes it's not. So all of these things you need to consider. The second thing is, make sure you look for all the first-time home buyer programs in your area. While you may not be approved for like one city or one county for whatever reason, know that there are government bonds that you can also take advantage of. Weigh your pros and your cons. Some of these first-time homeowner grants or second mortgages are basically a lien on the house. So some cities will say, oh, we'll give you $10,000 or $50,000. I've seen up to $100,000, but you have to live in the home for 10 years. Just know that if you decide to move before that time is up, you may have to pay all of it back or a portion of it back. But there are government-backed government bonds, I think they're called, that you can take advantage of. Also, some banks have grants, real grants that you don't have to pay back, that you can take advantage of. But make sure you look at everything. Leave no stone unturned. Is that the phrase? You know what I'm talking about. Just look for all the things you can take advantage of, because you just never know. For a while, I was stuck on like city programs and county programs, but then eventually, with my salary increase, I didn't qualify for a lot of them. And then I realized that there are other things you could take advantage of. If you live in Florida, there are tons of programs. So just keep that in mind. There are different ways that you can get funding if it's your first time buying a home. Third thing, do not expect money back in a seller's market. Right now, we are definitely in a seller's market. I've been in a few bidding wars. Again, I'm in South Florida. The market right now is hot. And I will say we are in mid-July right now, and I noticed that inventory is super low. But I wanna say like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and like prior to that, it was like a war trying to close on a home or trying to get the seller to accept your offer. Maybe, in the next couple of months, we're gonna start to see more homes come on the market due to the pandemic that we're in, unfortunately. But just know the market. If you're in a seller's market, don't go into things expecting the seller to pay for your closing costs, because chances are they're not gonna do that if they have like 10 people lined up to buy their house. So make sure you have a budget, or make sure you have enough money to cover the cost of closing. And again, that goes back to point one. You should have had the bank already run the numbers, so you kind of know what you're working with when it comes to not only monthly fees, but your closing fees. So just know what kind of market you're in and move accordingly so you don't get your heart broken. And what are we on? The fourth thing I want to say is get approved by multiple lenders. Please get approved by multiple lenders. I am currently moving forward with a rather big bank, and I will say that their closing costs are outrageous. If I had, gotten approved by at least 3 lenders, I would have a good idea of, who to go with. And I will say part of that is I didn't find, initially I got approved using 2 lenders, but the pre-approval only lasts for 3 months and I ran out of time and then had to do it again. But long story short, just at the beginning, get approved by 3 lenders. Pick from the 3. You have some time, I think it's like 45 days to get approved or to have your credit run by lenders so that it won't hurt your credit. So don't be afraid of that. Just get 3 lenders lined up, do it all at the same time and see who has the best rates, okay? And see, of course, who has the best closing costs. So do that. Last but not least, do not expect a unicorn with your first home. Your first home, you're probably not gonna be totally in love with. Especially like if you're a single person like me, you're not married, this is not like your dream home. Most times you're gonna be like, content with the home. It may not be, in most cases, it probably will not be your dream home, and that's okay. It's a starter home, it's your first home. You can sell it, you can rent it, but just get out there. That's one thing I've learned in my 30s, and I mean, in my mid to late 20s, I don't know why I didn't buy. Like, I moved downtown, I pay a decent amount for rent, and it's like, why? Could have just bought a house. The person that I am currently buying from has made about $50,000 from this deal. When this deal goes through, they would have made about $50,000 in 3 years. That's how much this house appreciated in 3 years. So don't expect a unicorn. Get something that you're comfortable with. If you can handle the monthly payments, if it's in a decent neighborhood, that's number 1. Go with it. Get into something if you can afford it. And that's pretty much it. I would say the unicorn part kind of got in the way a little bit, and that's probably what prolonged this process. Well, I won't say it's a contributing factor, let's say that. Just looking for something that just may not exist. Sorry, excuse me. So yeah, that's my list. Let me know what you guys think below. Let me know what you guys think below in the comments. Are you guys looking for a home right now? Are you taking advantage of these low interest rates? Right now, the rate that I got locked in for is 3.3. Like that's crazy. That's unheard of. So yeah, let's discuss below. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, thumbs up, and comment. Bye.